out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make sense. Hi everyone. Imke and I saw each other once at a meeting, and then we became friends on Facebook. Since that meeting, I kept on hearing about her, and the things said were very, very good. I kind of wish that I knew her better. Then I saw her Facebook posting that she was celebrating a 1-year milestone, and I grabbed the opportunity to invite her to come and chat to us at Meet Me in the Field. I used to be nervous about chatting to people who I do not know, because I felt that I could not really steer the conversation well, and thus not feel that I was in full control. Now, working the codependency program, I know that control is my worst codependent trait. I'm thus surrendering it, and I'm finding my chats with people whom I hardly know very inspiring and interesting. I think Imke and I connected really well. This podcast is supported by the First Layer, the 12-step workbook on working through the 12 steps in any addiction in 21 sessions. There's also a 24-day step coaching and counseling program available based on the First Layer. For more information in this regard, go to www.freddy.org.za and click through from the notices at the right of the homepage. This is Imke's story. Sit back and enjoy. Imke, welcome to Meet Me in the Field.
Thank you, Freddie. I feel very privileged and honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. How are you doing today?
I am exceptionally well. It's Friday. I'm getting ready for my meeting. I've been looking forward to Friday for the whole week.
You live in Stellenbosch, but do you work in town, in Cape Town?
I work in Newlands, yes.
So do you travel through daily?
Daily.
That must be a serenity tester from hell.
Yes, it is. I put my music on and, we can disappear from situations very easily. So I have my music and I love driving. It's me time. It's my time to think.
Okay.
I sometimes listen to gospel music that helps me put me on a high for the day.
I hear that a lot where people say their meditation or their connection is gospel music.
Yeah.
So that is yours.
Definitely. It definitely does something to my soul and my being, my well-being. I think music has always been my thing.
Okay.
Do not get me wrong. I was addicted to rave clubs.
Oh, yes.
In the good old days. Listen, I mean, what's the word today? Trance, techno thing, something I can't pronounce.
They call them trance parties. We used to call them raves.
Yeah, the camel and all of those. I am on air, 38 years old. No, 39, soon to be 40. I can't wait.
You?
I cannot wait. Few people I know.
You can't wait to turn 40. Well, 40 is the new 30, so...
No, and not everybody's got that privilege.
So it sounds as if you're ready to grow up.
Yeah, finally. Not grow up, grow old.
No, this will be growing up.
Yeah.
I think. Seeing that 40 is the new 30, and that's kind of the grown-up age.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be a grown-up soon. I'm ready for that.
Are you really?
It's taken me...
Can you adult?
Yes, I can adult.
Oh my God, no.
Yes, I'm
okay,
learning.
Let's end this conversation. Let's fuck all I want to hear. Yeah.
I'm learning daily to adult.
Oh, cool.
It's taken me long to accept the fact that I'm not somebody's child and someone needs to take care of me. And so I pulled up my socks and
put on your big gold panties.
Yes, some lipstick with it, and here we go.
Your poepvanger panty dag
and it's a daily struggle. But I'm making it. Yeah, I'm making it my thing.
I remember so well being up until early 40s.
Yeah.
I used to say to people, I'm not old enough for this.
I know.
I truly believed that I was not equipped to take responsibility for certain things in my life.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I got from recovery, and I always say to people that the one thing recovery taught me was that I can take responsibility. The one thing which I like, the one thing that recovery taught me is that I have to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Because my normal answer was, I didn't know. Now I know.
Yes.
I can't get away from that.
The thing that I've also learned now, in the years leading up to me actually joining a group and meeting and learning about becoming a person again and taking back my life the one thing that I did learn is I do not have control. I do not have control over one single thing. I am at the age where I have to be a grown-up. Whether it's something I can manage or not manage, it's where I am.
Because you've got children.
So yes, I do.
How many and how old are they?
I have a 16-year-old son. He is my saving grace, and then a 6-year-old daughter. And we're both slaves to her. So, the hierarchy in the house is as it should
She
be.
swings the scepter.
She's the boss, and she knows it. And they have pulled me through to see that I will reach my 40s next year.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's been a long journey.
Are you from Cape Town?
I am originally from Robertson.
Okay, so Western Cape girl,
And
schooled
then-
there.
Yes.
From farming.
No, but we're in the farming community.
Okay.
But yes, so my future was supposed to be marrying Afrikaans boerseun. Mama, ek wil 'n man hê. And I'm really giving away my age. So I said no, I want to go see the city lights in Joburg.
Okay.
Yes. And
Wow, that's a big jump.
yes, many steps out of town.
So that father and mother freak out completely.
Yeah.
And what made you decide on Joburg and not Cape Town?
Cape Town, they could still get in their vehicle and come and fetch me.
Okay, so you wanted to go away.
I wanted to be who I wanted to be
Okay.
and do what I wanted to do.
So what did you go and do in Joburg?
I had to look for a job.
Okay.
I had to look for a place to stay.
So
I had to find friends.
the picture I've got in my head is like in that Lorika Rauch song, Ek maak net soos ek wil. You
Yeah.
got in your little Beetle. And it wasn't
I got
a
in
Beetle.
someone's Beetle.
Oh my God, I guess.
We took a detour through Knysna. It was an adventure. A bag full of clothes, and there we went. And we ended up in Joburg. Started making a living. Started
Where in Joburg did you end up?
in the East Rand. All of the East Rand.
Okay.
So it wasn't even the glamorous.
It wasn't die groot stad. It was,
No,
oh my God.
It was the East Rand. So it was all over. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my years of freedom. And I did as I wanted to and got myself into a whole lot of trouble.
That you take full responsibility for.
That I never took any responsibility
I did it
for.
my way.
Exactly. And it was everybody else's fault.
Of course.
Yes. So I didn't take responsibility, and that made it even better to enjoy your younger years, because you ended up here and now you must make the best of it, which I did.
So you were a product of Christelike hooronderwys.
Correct.
And
Yes. Full NG,
ooh,
full sitting in the front first 5 rows.
still with a hat on, or at least.
Luckily no hat,
Okay.
but bobby socks and little leather shoes.
Oh, cool.
So that's how we were brought up. We were sitting in the front row every Sunday, and we listened to the Dominie, and we had our little Sunday school afterwards. And it was too much for me to stay in the circumstances I was in. My mom passed away when I was 14.
Okay.
My dad remarried, wonderful woman. He had a wonderful wife that passed away, and he married his second wife, a wonderful woman.
Oh, wow.
So we were blessed with 2.
So you got along with her as well,
Yes.
with stepmom. Okay.
Yes. So we were.
Good.
She didn't necessarily appreciate the way I got along with smacking and slamming all the doors, but she was a lovely person. Still
You were
is a lovely
storm and
person.
drunk teenager.
I was, yes. Went to school smelling of liquor and smoke.
Oh my God.
So when school ended, or when my matric year ended, I decided to pack my bags and leave.
So did religion resonate with you?
Then, after my mother passed away, I decided I will not believe in this God.
Okay.
This man is not for me. No loving God takes a girl's only love away from her.
Yeah.
So I completely turned away from it. And by that time, I was 14, I just started smoking. And I found some buddies who were drinking, so I started drinking. And one thing led to the next. I was a dagga roker as I left school. And then from there it was easy in Joburg to use the next thing and get onto the next bus and the next boat, to go higher and higher and higher. until my friends didn't make it out of the trips that we used to take. And you started losing them.
Oh.
And then you realize that this also is not a good thing. So whether you believe in this God or not, your people are going to die.
Yeah.
And
your tribe.
Yeah, your tribe
So
got thinner and thinner.
what was your father's reaction when you kind of started rebelling and moving away from the value system that you were taught?
I think he tried hitting sense back into me. And then he tried talking to me, and then we got the pastor, but nothing worked until I made the decision, or I was at the lowest part of my life, to realize. And thankfully I was brought up in a Christian home, so I had something to fall back on, which I now realize, now this grown up part of my life is a blessing. It is a blessing to have something to fall back on, and someone, even though it wasn't family that I could fall back onto, I had this God person that I started talking to, and whom I believed in my mind heard every word, and I started seeing my life change from opening up to this God of mine. And then I wanted to learn more.
Okay.
So that's when I started going to church and started reading the Bible and praying more and more and more.
Was this a slow process? Let's call it re-believing.
Completely.
Okay. So that's interesting. So take me through the process of your thought process of from this entity that took your mom away and was just nearly your behavior is unacceptable.
Yes.
I'm not going to believe in you. To
please take me back. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I still love you. I need your love. Yeah. So that's why I say if this is then a loving God, I thought, I need saving and I need to get out of what I was in. I needed someone and I had no one.
So you grabbed onto what you knew. Okay, cool.
There was no physical person for me to grab onto. So it was either him or the devil. Those were the only two that I knew.
Tussen die duivel en die blou see.
And I thought the better option would be the God.
Were you in Cape Town then already?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's physically Disney duivel en die blou see that you had to.
I had to pick something and someone. And I met people in my life that guided me and that told me to... some woman that just came across my life and she said to me, I need to learn more and focus on really building a relationship.
How did this happen?
With this higher power. Yeah.
How did this happen?
How did it happen?
Just an arbitrary woman that...
Yeah, that I met through... I cannot even explain the history of it.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Sounds like an interesting story.
Yeah, so she went to school with my father. And I saw her once in my wild days with my pink hair and my earrings all over my face. And then at a point of my life where there was no one and I was trying to build this relationship with my new God, she walked into my life again and made contact, and it was a WhatsApp that she sent on my mom's birthday in 2015. And from there she's guided me, and she also said to me to get into a fellowship and try getting to walking before I start running again.
So this is now 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And have you met her again since then, or has it been
No, it's mainly cyber, phone and emails, communication, and we've seen each other 2 or 3 times, I think.
So how did it happen that she made contact with you that day? Did she just think of you on your mom's birthday?
Yeah, and she got my number and she made contact with me. So it's been quite an amazing journey.
I love stories like this.
Yeah, yeah. And she is...
So she's like an angel that was sent.
Perfect example, yeah. Yeah. So through my life, she's always checked in now and again. And then I'll just say hello or get a letter in the post in those days.
The good old days. Still was a stamp.
The stamp and everything. One of those you could still lick and there was going to be no substances on it. So she used to check in and send me a message always on my mom's birthday. And then that year I decided I really actually need someone to talk to. So it's been quite a process. From being alone and not having anyone, not having any relationships and isolating myself. Maybe not physically because you always talk to the people at work and the neighbors when you get home, but spiritually and emotionally I was very alone. And I can say in the past, since then I've grown and become an adult and realized that I also have something to do with where I ended up. So it's a journey. It's a daily journey for me, where I'm excited for the next path or road or hump in the road.
Because there are going to be those.
They're there.
and we know them so
Yeah.
damn well.
Yeah.
So,
You look
okay,
puzzled.
I don't know what type of person I am, but my eyes right to the top are my thinking. When I sit there, it's that little corner there. That little corner of the wall that's not painted.
Yeah. That's where you're thinking.
And I
Your
always
thinking
think,
spot.
I need to get a brush and cover that white. Do you see that? There's one little spot.
Oh my word.
That's my thinking spot. So my clients already know that when I go there, then this mind is racing. Because what I'm trying to think, you celebrated 1 year clean.
1 year of being sober and clean, and that was on the 1st of October.
Awesome. But this kind of divine intervention happened in 2015. So what happened in that 2 years?
So, making a decision. Making a decision does not mean that you've completely changed. And I am very fond of a little picture. I have it everywhere. It says under construction. Christian under construction. Human being under construction. So, yes, I've made the decision to change my life and to turn it around. But unfortunately, at that point, you do not immediately stop smoking or stop being codependent or stop your drug abuse or your alcohol abuse. The process of just changing and making small changes, one thing at a time, has taken quite a while.
So the seed was planted in 2015, and slowly but surely, what type of things did you start doing?
First of all, I realized that, or I was taught, probably always knew it, that putting things in your body that's not necessarily good for your body is actually wrong.
Yes.
So
it's amazing how we don't know that.
No, because it makes you feel good. But in the long term, you're actually doing more damage. So what I've discovered the past year, all the damage that I've done the previous 20 years, is not just leaving my body. You don't just give up on a good time and not realize that 20 years of using this substance has changed your thoughts, your way of thinking, the way you live, the way you react. And someone said to me this week, and I said, but I'm special. He says, yes, just like everybody else.
Exactly,
we're all special.
You are an absolute unique human being, just like everybody else.
I'm specialer than everybody else.
Specialer. Spell that for me.
Yes, specialer. So, yes, you are special. But we all have these struggles. And hiding from them and not thinking realistically and taking life serious as it should be, you actually do more damage to yourself. And that's what I've learned now in the past year. Giving up on cigarettes, giving up on alcohol.
Are you serious?
Yes.
How long has it been non-smoking?
Oh, almost 6 months.
Oh, cool.
And my cough has disappeared. So this is what I wanted to get to. My cough has completely disappeared. My lungs, I can actually run a bit, jog a bit, So I'm really starting to feel brand new, physically, mentally, yes, physically, yes. I'm starting to feel 16 again.
From what I can hear, your spiritual journey effectively started in 2015. That was when you had some form of awakening.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely things started, an awareness started, and then you started making small changes.
Yeah, correct. So my first awakening was in 2006 when my son's father passed away. And I realized that I do not want my life to end like this. This child now only has the one parent. And that thought lasted about half a day. And then I got back into my way of living. And then you try and get away even more from what's hunting and haunting you.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely I tried, and I would swap one bad habit for the other, and then take turns between living on the edge until 2015, when I had that real moment of, this is it. This is now the last time that you have to mess around, because otherwise you will end up where most of your friends are.
So you were 35, 36 then?
Yeah. Yeah.
So on your 36th birthday, there was kind of what I'm hearing is a message of hope? Or something of hope?
I was at the lowest point in my life. So my first husband had died. My second husband had left me.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why. If you're not always drunk, you're working. So, I mean, there's a point or end to how much someone can take.
Yeah.
And I just realized that I cannot live like this. I needed something. I had no friends. I had 2 children that I didn't know how to handle or how to raise or what to do with them. Therefore, I always had a bottle of brandy in the one hand and a child in the other. Child on the hip and wallet in the bottle store. And I just realized I could not live like this. I am, like you say, you're on the wrong side of 35, but I don't think age really had anything to do with it. I knew that I could not take care of these 2 kids on my own in this situation.
Sounds like a very, very dark place.
It was a horrible place, and especially because I did not want my children to do what I did by running away from the house, leaving a bright future because the house was not the place that you wanted to be.
Yeah.
So I had to fix my house, and in order for me to fix my house, I had to fix me. And
so
I
you
couldn't
needed
do
to
that.
create a home for them.
Yeah.
And in order to create a home for them, you needed to clean your house.
Yeah.
Your own personal...
I had to get rid of whatever was holding me back. And there was a lot. There still is.
So did you do any form of therapy? Or did you just enter the rooms and...
I entered the rooms. I've been in the rooms now for just over a year, where I learned so many things. Just coming clean from drugs is one thing, but then there's liquor, and then there's codependence. There's so many things.
And you mentioned the word work as well.
Yeah, so that's my last thing that I'm trying to fix. I mean, last week was, I don't know how many hours, 60, 70 hours. And it's just insane. It's just not worth it. So yes, I'm now currently addicted to work. And I'm 2 hours without work. out working. So counting. But I entered the rooms. So the first thing I did, I went to a mental health center where they equipped me with life skills.
Okay.
How do I react? What do you do when this happens?
Yeah.
You do not open a bottle of brandy.
Yes.
You do not do that. That's not how you handle something.
Your reaction is to open a bottle of brandy, so let's teach you to respond differently, or to respond appropriately.
Exactly. There are so many things that you can do. Yes, reaction and response. So that's the difference. So I choose now, and I know to think about things first before I just act. So that was the first thing I did for 21 days.
Okay.
where there are professional people that help you just to learn the basics.
Yeah.
Not to go and hide in a dark corner when something bad happens.
Yes.
And that helped me, and that has helped me to now. Then from there, like I said, the old, long time ago friend or woman that just appeared into my life, and whose buttons or whose number I could also always dial, and then my Bible, and then the rooms.
So this woman sounds nearly like your spiritual guide.
Yeah. She's a very, very strong person. She would say things like, focus your energy on the positive things. Stop dwelling on those negative, hurtful, horrible things. Focus on what you can and what you have control over. And attend meetings. Be with people and learn and serve. So, yeah, that my life has changed in the past 14 months. Completely. I feel like a new person. I'm attending school functions like a mother.
Like an adult.
Like an adult, like a mother. I still go with my jeans. I still go with my tattoos showing and my tackies. I don't have to wear
That's after all
mommy
your
clothes.
Yes, exactly.
But I can go there and
no penny for you.
No. I'm comfortable for the first time. I'm comfortable in this body, this person, and accepting myself. And it's okay to be me. In fact, it's actually quite a lot of fun once you realize that you can accept yourself.
Fuck, that's a place to reach, eh?
I know.
To reach that place where it's actually okay to be me. You seem to have reached it very quickly. It took me much longer than...
Quickly, are you saying it's taken me almost 40 years?
Well, I'm 51, okay? So...
You're still a baby. You're still a puppy. No, it has taken me many meetings, many chats with people, a lot of professional people in my life. And then what I see some people call a higher power, I've come to call this person my God. The same God that took my mother and that said, I will be here for you. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I just said, keep on taking the next step, and I will be there with you. And on those lonely, lonely days when I really had no one, Freddie, if you look at your phone and there's 900 contacts on there and there's no one you can phone.
Oh my God.
Not a single. That's exactly what I did. I said, oh my God. And I looked up and I said, okay, you're there. I need to chat. And it was really a moment of realizing that it's okay and that you don't have to be alone.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I was guided to be amongst people that understand this and that's been there and that's been even to worse places than I've been. And just knowing that you're not alone and that you can continue taking one step at a time. So
it sounds to me, and you're the second person that I'm having this conversation with today, is that, you know, they say the opposite of addiction is connection.
Yeah.
Is that you have started to make connections with people who understand you, who are good for you, who...
Yeah. While you were on the subject of the people, so I'm surrounding myself with people that I know are not judging me.
Yeah.
Because what I've experienced in life, going to church, looking like a kid's colouring book. And
it's not that bad, by the way. It's actually quite beautiful.
And you get looked at funny, and I'm like, then I don't want to come back to this church. Why do you look at me? And being accepted has been a huge thing. Being connected, like you say, and not feeling rejected, the feeling of unworthiness and you're not valued for being the person who you are. In the last year, I've had more people praising me just for greeting them, just for being there, just for listening. Those are the things that's kept me going. Yeah. That's changed me into believing once again that people are good. Yeah. That people do care. And you do not have to be alone.
I want to reflect on two things there, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
The first was, I'll never forget a day when I sat in group in the treatment center where I was, and I was about to open my mouth, and for the first time ever, something popped into my head, and I thought, I'm in a situation, I'm in a place where I know that whatever's going to come out of my mouth, I'm not going to be judged. Actually, no. The real statement that came to my head was, these fuckers are in no position to blame, to judge me. And suddenly I felt so at home.
No, that's exactly it.
Yeah, because I suddenly realized that I have always felt judged.
Yeah.
And in this setup where I believe nobody is in a position to judge me, I came home.
Yeah.
And that was such an amazing feeling. That was possibly our first spiritual awakening.
It's a complete feeling of freedom.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, I was sitting in a group of people, and I did training at my previous job. My job was to train people, and I'm talking from directors to machine operators. I had to train people, and in every group I had always felt not worthy.
Yeah. Amazing.
Always. And you get in the rooms, my first thought was, hell, I don't belong here. These people, I mean, look at how they swear. Look at them sitting. No, I do not belong here. And then we started talking, and eventually I was talking to them, missing them, couldn't wait to get to them, because these are my kind of people.
Yeah. The second thing I want to reflect on is, I will never forget early in my recovery, I was walking, and I walked past somebody. It was at a meeting venue, and the person said to me, "Hi," and I said, "Hi," and he said, "How are you doing?" And in the walk past, I said, "Fine, thanks," or something like that. But and I out of the corner of my eye, I caught that the guy stopped, and I thought, this is weird, and I stopped as well. And he looked at me and said, "So how are you doing?"
Yeah.
And it suddenly dawned on me that in this space, people don't ask you how you're doing as a rhetorical question.
No.
They actually wait for an answer that has a meaning.
He really
wanted to know how I am.
Yeah.
Where on earth do people actually care how you are? That was such a weird feeling.
Yeah. No one ever waits for you to answer.
Yeah. And this person stopped, and he wanted to know how I'm doing. Because a simple okay is not good enough.
No. That's not what he was looking for.
Yeah.
That's not the answer.
So, and that is that type of thing that takes me back, where people actually care about how I'm doing.
Yeah,
and then the other thing you said, my people. So I was doing the whole rehab circle because my husband kicked me out, and I had nowhere to go. So I had to do secondary and tertiary, and then when I was living in a sober living house, I spoke to my mother on the phone one day, and she said, "So where are you?" I said, "Well, I'm on my way to the house." She said, "The house you share with the addicts, with those people, with those." She didn't use the word addicts, those people. And I said, "Yes." And she said, "So when are you going to move out from living with those people?" And I said to my mom, "Those people are my people."
Yeah.
I'm for the first time in my life living in a house where I feel at home.
Yeah.
and I felt judged, but I've come to learn that that's her stuff, and that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
Because my addiction is a bad reflection on her. That's the way she sees it. But that's her journey.
Yeah.
That she needs to walk. I'm not going to go there with her because that's her path. So, how are things with you and your folks?
Yes.
Is that too personal to go to?
No, I actually want to start off with a very, very sad story. So in 2010, when I moved back to the Western Cape after my husband had passed away, my oldest brother eventually found it in his heart to invite me over for supper, and he invited a very important friend of his, a doctor friend, and he said to me, maybe if you behave, you guys can hit it off. So I said, okay. And so the doctor friend came into the room or the house, and my brother introduced me as his sister. And this guy, whom he's known forever, says, "But you never talk about a sister. You do not have a sister."
Oh my word.
So that's how it used to be.
Oh wow.
That's how it used to be. Now I see them often. When I go to my hometown, and I can honestly say there's no hard feelings.
Oh wow.
We hug and kiss like family, like my picture of family.
So you're reconnecting, and again the word connect.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. My dad, we speak weekly, once a week, and my stepmom. And when something goes wrong, like one of them got sick, they'll always phone me. I need to come over and come and be there. They need me to love them now. So what I do know and what I've come to realize is that I do have a lot of love for them, even though my family was, to me, the reason why I had to leave the house. It was because I didn't agree with their way of living. So for many years I blamed them for me having to leave. But now that I've accepted who I am, I realized that it was because of me. I needed to leave.
Yeah.
It was really nothing of their fault. I needed to get away to become me.
Isn't it an amazing point to reach in your life where you realize that despite everything that happened, your parents did the best they could?
Yeah.
That was such a huge thing for me in my life. When I eventually said, you know what, for everything that they had at their disposal, they truly did the best.
Yeah, very true.
And that was such an empowering thing, that there's no blame, there's no hate, there's no whatever. The worst thing that happened to me was I was in very intense therapy, and that was before I came into recovery, and we were dealing with my mother's stuff. And you should have seen the face. And
yes,
we definitely have to start making these video live feeds, or what do we call it?
Yeah.
And just as we were doing that, my parents actually came down to Cape Town for a visit, and it was the worst time for them to be in my space.
All the open wounds.
Yes. So my mother walked into the open wound situation, and I couldn't deal.
No.
I treated her so badly. The whole visit was such a fuck up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I felt so bad, and I couldn't help it. I was also in addiction, which they didn't know. So it was just such a balls up, and I still feel so bad about it. Yeah, I've made my amend, but mother stuff are hectic, hey?
No, it
goes so deeply.
Yeah, no, for me, I didn't have so my little world was perfect till I was 14 years old and my mom passed away. And then I met all sorts of ugly. And for me, the thing with the family is, like you say, they did their best. Each child's different.
Yeah.
And I know that I am, like I said, I am very special. I wanted things my way. So to have someone in your care that is just uncontrollable. I am just filled with gratitude that they never killed me or threw me off a mountain or drowned me, because I wasn't an easy child. No, I wasn't an easy child.
I love that Bill Cosby, in one of his skits, always used kind of his father and said, I brought you into this world, I can take you out again.
Exactly.
So the fact that your parents did not take you out is just a miracle.
No, I'm filled with gratitude, because now life is beautiful. Life is really, I mean, I'm waking up in the morning and I'm thinking, gosh, this is life.
And your children connect with them as grandparents, and they connect.
Yes. Awesome. My kids are the favourite.
Lovely.
My two children get everything right with Granny and Grandpa.
Oh, cool.
Honestly, they are the brats.
Sweet.
Yeah, especially the little one. So
she sounds like a little character.
Listen, I know, because I can see where this is going to end.
And the 16-year-old, is he rebellious? Is he compliant? Is he the father of the house?
He's had to take care of a drug addict all his life. He's the grown-up. He's always been the grown-up.
Shame.
Yeah, so
I hope you're saving for therapy.
We all of us have our each of us have our own therapist.
Awesome. Yes. Yippee. I'm so glad to hear that.
No, I'm very, very pro talk about it.
Awesome.
If you have a problem, talk about it. You don't want to talk to me, I'll find someone. But
Yeah.
you're going to get it out.
Awesome.
You're not going to live with
Great.
it within you. Because, you know what, now that I say that, one thing that I do want to say. So when my mother passed away, we were told it's it. She's dead. We don't talk about her. We continue with our lives.
Ooh.
And I think at that point, I just shut down.
Yeah.
So we don't talk about feelings, right? Let's keep it in. And
Oh
even
my God, yes.
now in my relationships,
Recipe for disaster.
I go quiet. I was being told during the week again, you can easily shut up for a week and not talk. Like, yes, I can. And then I start smiling again and everything is fine. But it's not.
Yeah.
So learning now as a grown-up to deal with feelings and emotions and to get it out. And sometimes you make up stories in your head that this is how you feel and this is how you act and should react and should handle a situation, and it's not.
That's the Afrikaner syndrome, hey?
Yes.
Ignore it, it will go away.
Exactly.
A friend of mine always said, oh, you know, it's like apartheid, ignore it, it will go away.
Yeah, it will go away, exactly.
We all believe that's just the way this problem is going to solve itself.
Don't think
No,
for
you know.
yourself, sheep forward.
Mm.
So yeah, so I'm learning to deal with these things as well. But I'm just grateful for people in the rooms that's always there for you. For now, I have numbers on my phone that I can
That you can actually call.
I can call any time of the day and night, and we look forward to seeing each other. So my life has really, when I posted the being clean and serene and sober for 1 year, my first birthday, I thought the people still think I'm weird because now I have coffee at a party. And I'm really proud because it's really been a lot of tears to get to this
You
point
need to
in
get
my
this
life.
stuff out. You need to get those feelings
Yeah.
that you've bottled up. I had coffee with a recovering person just before you
Okay.
arrived, and part of that conversation was that I cried for 9 months.
Yeah.
On end. I think there was 3 or 4 days in those 9 months that I did not cry. I needed to get the shit out.
Yeah. The more there is, the longer
Yeah.
it has to
And I'm so
continue.
grateful for those tears.
Yeah.
I needed every single one of them
No,
to bring
they
me where I
are.
am today.
There are days that I also just lie in my bed and that's the day that I have to work through everything and see the ones that's making me tear up, and those are the ones that needs attention.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a good journey, Freddie. It honestly is. It's
Awesome.
yeah, it's a good journey, but I am happy that I've had someone to fall back onto when it wasn't a good journey.
Yeah.
When I was alone and when I didn't have anyone. And like I say, I'm forever grateful. I'm going to show you this one. So this is my
cool.
relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. I'm looking at the tattoo, which is, I love your tattoos. What's the significance of that one? That's a date.
So yeah, that's the date that I was baptized.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, earlier this year, because I first had to investigate the whole being baptized, being baptized as a child and then growing up in a church and then going haywire. I first had to make sure that that is the right thing to
Yeah.
do. So yeah, that's when I was baptized.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's a couple more. It's just I need to not put them in places where they're gonna, for interviews I need to cover my
Yes.
tattoos.
Do you still find judgment there?
I do.
Are you serious?
Especially amongst the older people. But my own father, who used to say it's very common and rubbish. He told me on last year, one of the last parties that we did together, he said he must just say that he actually do like them, and it is pretty.
Yeah, I think so as well. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Awesome. Listen, you must leave before you're late for your meeting. But this was most awesome. I am so grateful that you said yes for this chat.
Yeah,
And I'm grateful for you coming to talk to us about your journey. And I wish you many, many, many more beautiful adventures on this journey.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.
Imke is such a down-to-earth person, and our Afrikaner roots, although very distant from each other in both time and space, are integrally entangled, and you can hear that during this episode. I'm extremely grateful that Imke was willing to give up a restful late Friday afternoon to come and share her inspiring story with us. Although we refer to that lady who virtually saved her life as an angel and a spiritual guide, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Imke is going to be the same for someone someday. That is, if she's not that already. I wish Imke all of the best on growing up and old, and just know that she's going to knock this adulting thing for a 6. If you want to know more about what I do, please feel free to connect with me on my website, which is www.freddy.org.za, or find me on Facebook at either Meet Me in the Field, or Freddy Counselor, or Freddy van Rensburg, or on Twitter at RensburgFreddy, or Instagram at Freddy Counselor. Please remember that Freddy is always spelled with an IE at the end. I want to thank Imke for her time and for sharing her journey with Meet Me in the Field. Thank you for listening. Be safe. Bye-bye.